Hey guys, welcome back to the Business of Art. We are going to go over sending an invoice via PayPal today. And that's what I use, what I recommend, but you can definitely use anything else that you want, and it's all going to be probably a fairly similar layout if you want to send invoices via Square and whatnot as well. So first of all, just to get here, you would log into your business account on PayPal, and then you would go under Tools, Invoicing, and that will give you this tab here, and you click on Create Invoice. So that will show up this. This is basically a blank invoice template. So first thing you'll want to concentrate on is your business information here. You can add a logo, as I have done here, and then here's your business information. Why this is important is because it's what's going to show on the invoice. So let's say we click on Preview here. As you can see, it has my name, my address, and email and whatnot like that. If you want to include a phone number, you can, etc. You would also, for that, go to Tools and then to Business Setup, and that's kind of for your general default settings, but you can also change things right from here if you just click on Edit. So like I had my phone number showing on there, I didn't want that to show, so I changed that to Don't Show on Invoice. I added Mixed Media Girl here and The Painter and You. I have two businesses which I use this for, so it gets a little convoluted. At some point I'll have to separate them, but website, etc. And then you can pick what you want to show on the PayPal invoice there. All right, then we go over here to frequency. This is actually a new function for PayPal. So this is if maybe someone's doing a monthly payment for something. You probably wouldn't use this frequently, especially if sending invoices for a painting, right? But let's say you develop some sort of a membership. You could use this function here, so it would send them an invoice every week, every month, etc. Invoice number here, it will automatically do that for you, so you can just leave that and it will go to the next number automatically. Invoice date is just simply going to be the date that you created there. If you have any sort of reference number, I generally leave that blank. And then due date, if the person's planning on paying you at a specified time, then great. Otherwise, I just leave it at due on receipt. Okay, so now bill to, you can add customers in here, but we're going to just go ahead and I'm going to send this to myself. And you can have a CC address here. So this is just assuming that someone wants to buy a painting from you. We're going to keep it pretty simple. All right, so let's do 12 by 12 custom mixed media painting. For instance, quantity, they're buying one of them and it is $500. Okay. Now, taxes, you're going to have to figure that out yourself. I cannot legally tell you what to do on that. But if you're in California, generally you would charge a California sales tax. So I am in California and I'm selling to someone in California. So I would put that in there. However, you can also waive that in other ways. So let's say discount 10%. So the tax is $40, but I'm going to give them a $50 discount. Let's just say. Now let's say I'm not delivering it to them and they're not picking it up, so I'm going to include shipping in here. All right, and then you can add more details if you want on here. So custom, painting by Mixed Media Girl, for instance, okay? And if they're buying multiple things, you can add more line items, etc. For now, we're just going to do the one. Now, if the person's doing a payment plan and you're fine with that, or maybe a deposit down on a custom painting, for instance, I would still send them the invoice for the whole thing, and then you can do here allow partial payment. So let's say it's a 50% deposit. So you can put in $250 in there. So that way they have the invoice for the whole amount, but they're able to just put a deposit down of $250, for instance. And I always click allow customer to add a tip, because why not? You never know if they will add a tip or not. That could be an extra $10, $20, $30 in your pocket. And always have that option. So this is a note to recipient. You would generally keep that simple, like, thank you for your purchase. enjoy, or something simple, right? Terms and conditions, this also depends on what you're selling exactly, but let's say a custom mixed media piece, right? So I would include something like up to 2 revisions allowed, no refunds. Right? You'd probably want to say it a little nicer than that. But that's like the gist of it. Things that you could include in terms and conditions, right? And then you can preview it. So this is what it's going to look like to the customer. So it's going to have amount due, $510.50. That includes the tax and the shipping. It has your notes. It has your terms and conditions. It has all that. Okay? So now you're previewing it, and at this point you can either send it, you can edit it, or you can print it, whatever. So if you do, invoices in person for some reason, you could print it, or if you put them in a file. And then if you go back to edit, you can actually save as a draft. So let's say you're not done with it and you're going to come back to it later, save as a draft, and then you can also save a template if it's something, a frequent price or whatnot that you have. Like let's say I sell a ton of these at this price, right? Then I could include that as a template so that I didn't have to input all of this information every single time. So that's just another option. And I think that's pretty much about it. You can go to manage invoices, etc. I'm going to just show you one other thing. So let's save this as a draft. All right, now I'm going to go to my invoices here. Okay, so you see the draft that I saved here, and I did one other earlier one here. From here, you can edit, copy, you can cancel it, you can delete it, etc. You can do all kinds of things. So this would be your list of invoices. I'm not going to scroll down for my own customer's privacy. So, but you'll be able to find it there, and you could go ahead and edit it from here as well if you saved it as a draft. So that would be Tools, Invoicing, that same button. Okay, guys, so that's about it on this. I hope that was helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.